Hello, this is Joe Friedman of ZEHREN-FRIEDMAN Associates. ZEHREN-FRIEDMAN has been providing clients with sales, presentation, negotiation, and influence training globally for over 20 years. Welcome to Influence Without Authority. The ultimate objective in these sessions is to improve your skills and understanding so that more of your recommendations are accepted and successfully implemented. Think of the wide variety of situations we face where we want more influence. Many of you are involved in projects and working with people where there is no direct reporting relationship. Many of you are involved in cross-functional teams. Who doesn't want to manage up in the organization, gaining the support of your managers or their managers? How many of you are involved in meetings every day? Wouldn't it be nice if those ran more effectively? How many of you want to gain support for the initiatives you're responsible for on the job or other initiatives that you think ought to be addressed? And then there are a fair number of people who are managers and have authority, but are looking for other tools they can use to gain support without having to demand it. There are a couple of challenges that present themselves as we try to influence others. The first, influence doesn't just happen. Unless we create a strategy to build our influence, it's not going to happen on its own. The second challenge is that 100 times a day, doors open, presenting opportunities for us to influence others. And 99% of the time, because of the crush of our business responsibilities, we walk by those doors obliviously, not even recognizing that they've opened up. For that reason, you need to have a plan, and that's why planning will be the first topic we talk about today. Second, we'll define what influence is. Third, we'll define what persuasion is, and then we'll look at the relationship between those two things. Finally, we'll look at some topics that are coming up in future sessions. Let's talk about planning. Most people believe that all they need to do is keep their noses to the grindstone and do good work, and influence will come their way. Unfortunately for most of us, we don't have the luxury of such unique and visible work that it draws people's attention. Likewise, we don't have such enlightened managers that they spend all day looking out for our betterment and building our influence. This is only going to happen for you if you create a plan. The very first step in that process is to pick situations where you want more influence at work or in your personal life. In other words, you need to set some goals. Those goals ought to relate to specific situations, and it's very possible that you will end up building different action plans for each and every one of those instances. Yes, it takes commitment. Yes, it takes planning. Yes, it will take work, but it's the only way to build your influence. Let me give you an example. Who in the world had heard of Barack Obama in the mid-90s? He was a community activist on the south side of Chicago. In 1996, he runs for and wins an Illinois state Senate seat. You would think, oh, his influence is building. Yet in 2000, he loses a race for a U.S. House of Representatives seat and is soundly beaten by Bobby Rush. When 2004 rolls around, in March, he files and wins the U.S. Senate primary. In July, he speaks at the Democratic National Convention and is pretty much anointed as a rock star. In November, he wins the Senate seat. In October of 2006, he publishes his second book. And in December 2006, he takes his first visit to New Hampshire. Did this just happen? Are all of these incidences happenstantial by nature and fell into Barack Obama's lap? Or was this a defined, calculated, and beautifully implemented influence plan that led from relative obscurity to the presidency of the United States? Sure, there were a lot of other variables involved, but don't think influence just happens. You plan it and you make it happen.